So welcome back to the series part 2. We are continuing here. So as we were saying that what is the need of for conserving energy? The energy density you can see like India has approximately 1% of world's energy, and we have the consumer as a 60% of the world population. So ultimately there is the energy deficiency or energy deficit India is facing. So it has to be increase the utilities or the facilities which is being providing electricity so that they can meet requirement of 16 percentage of world population. The next point is the most of energy sources we use cannot be reused or renewed, like they are being based on the fossil fuels, non-renewable energy sources. Ultimately they are depleting with the faster rates than they are being produced, so that constitutes 80 percentage of fuel use. It is said that our energy resources may last only for 14 years or so. If we are continuing consuming in such patterns, then the fossil fuel which is being available in our earth source or in our like in our region or in India, if we are continuing to consume, then it will be only going to continue for 40 years. What for the next generation, what the future is, then no one knows, like if we are being rely on the fossil fuels or traditional energy sources. So we save the country a lot of money when we save energy. Ultimately why the energy conservation is need, the point is of economic is playing a role. Actually when we are saving the energy is saving a money not of only individual but also of a nation, also of a society, also of whole humanity, you can see. So about 75 percentage of crude oil needs are met from imports, which would cost about rupees 1 to 50,000 crore a year. Ultimately the crude which are being imported, which is then being used to avail the facilities of energy utilities, that import can reduce, and ultimately the thing which rupee can become strong against the whole the dollar or against international currencies. We save our money when we save energy. This is a simple concept as much as you can understand. Like if you are able to imagine, you're saving, if you are like saving LPG cylinders, cylinder come for an extra because there is a cut in your electricity bill. Ultimately we save our energy when we save energy. We save our energy when we save energy. We when we use fuel wood efficiently, our fuel wood requirement are lower, and so is our drudgery for its collection. So now here the efficiency or the equipment efficiency plays a important role also. Like if we are burning a fuel and getting a 100 kilocalories from the fuel, the calorific amount value, and if we are not able to use that total 100, ultimately there is some losses, so we might not be able to capture the 100 kilocalories, but let us assume the 5 percentage of the waste which is being losses into the environment, and that is technically not possible to convert the whole total energy. Yeah, the losses might be occurred, yeah, occurring of losses is inevitable. So if we are using that energy 95 percentage also, that means a lot, and that means a saving of a huge money. The applying of this technology at a small scale to the large scale is going to a, a development or a revolutionary, you can say. Like India has seen a various type of revolutions like green revolution, white revolution. In India, it is being proudly known that the dairy, which is Amul, is one of the world's largest milk supplier products, like any of the products. And the milk being supplied to Amul is one of the largest dairy which is being consuming that much milk and providing that finished product like ice creams, second, and all that things. Energy saved is generated when we save 1 unit of energy, it is equivalent to 2 units of energy produced. Save energy to reduce pollution. I have already mentioned that point. Energy production and use account to large proportion of air pollutions and more than 83% of greenhouse gas emissions. Ultimately, fossil fuel burning will produce a greenhouse gas emission, and that will lead to the production of greenhouse gases, and that gases entrap the carbon dioxides and harmful pollutants, which not only increases the surface average temperature of the earth, but also changes the temperature with a huge and drastic effects, and that leads to the whole climate change scenario. So here's we come to the next topic is enacted the Energy Conservation Act. So, filling all this point, Government of India realized that we should have to consume energy with the efficiency, with highest efficiency, and with the proper responsibility, while having the sustainable development is the key necessary segment necessary like action we are requiring right now. So government passed that Energy Conservation Act in 2001, which was passed by Parliament as in 1st October 2001, uh, and it was came to effective from 1st March 2002, and the objective of providing necessary so what was the objective behind this act? So actually we have to being like have to pass regulatories and being providing this standards of using energy that will promote the energy harvesting, or like energy conservation, we can say energy harvesting in another words. So so legal framework for promoting energy conservation measures in the country, like regulatories were being published in the form of legal copy legal frameworks or legal possible legal legal policies, and Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which was being formed after this Energy Conservation Act was enacted, operationalized from 1st March 2002. Bureau of Energy Efficiency was enacted, and since from then, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency is being continuously monitoring the energy consuming industries and all over the India. Standard and labelizing under this act, what was covered such as a point which are being mentioned, like standards which were being enacted and labelings. Ultimately, when we are using any equipments, there will be a standard or the energy labeling, like by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which was being enacted, that will provide detailed information about how much energy is being conserving, like how much energy it's being consumed, how much it is being converted to the useful energy, and how much efficiently it is working. Designing designated consumers, establishment of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, energy conservation building code. The following conservation was enacted, and the building codes, like what are the necessary requirements and what are the policies which is being to be enacted upon this act, or upon this having a maximum efficiency, or the fundamental things which is being written inside the conservation building code. Demand side management, if we have demand like 60 percentage of population is there in of the world in India, so how we can manage that thing, demand side management. Bachat lamp yojana, uh, the ultimate you can see example is that LEDs, which were being largely popularized among the Indians. The LED is also known as light emitting diode, which was being given a government subsidy, help the people to use energy efficient the bulbs, the halogen bulbs, which were not that much efficient, which were much more less efficient than the LEDs. So Bachant Lamp Yojana is also one of the examples, citing that example I have told about stated about the LEDs. promoting energy efficiency in small and medium enterprises. uh, Industries are using much more bigger consumers than the general society. So promoting energy efficient equipment is also a government policy which was enacted in 2001 act. Certification of energy managers and energy auditors, yeah, many of the peoples are not aware about this field, that is energy managers and energy auditors. Government of India providing certificate to the people who are being in the field of energy subjected. They have to be 2 to 3 years of experience. Based on that, they are being recruited, and the subject like study material is being provided related to energy managers and energy auditors. And based on that, exams are being conducted by this uh, uh, almostly by the Bureau of Energy efficiency. And then the government of India is being providing the subject, or like being certificate of energy managers and energy auditors. You can much more search it about on energy managers and energy auditors. You will get a detailed information on it. Standards and labeling involves the minimum energy consumptions and performance standard for notified equipment and appliances. I have mentioned already, like 3 star, 2 star, 4 star ACs we are seeing in the market. That are the standards being implemented by the energy Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and prohibit manufacture and sales of equipment and appliances not conforming to standards. Like government is making the ultimate ban on the equipments and appliances that do not follow standards. Introduce mandatory labeling to enable consumers to make informed choice. uh, Another thing is like I was make you informed about that peoples are being introduced mandatory labeling as being such. I have You can see that this 3 star, 4 star AC are being labeled with such stickers, so people can easily get to know how much efficient they are converting energy. And here you can see the energy parameter which is being represented here is 4.2 ISSCR. The star indicates the comparing similar size product looks more stars and save money. Star indicates energy is being used efficiently and will save the money. Like it will consume less energy and supply more output. Ultimately, less energy and more output is much more hypothetical concept. But yeah, losses will be much more less. We can say technically that thing. A label period is a period, you can see the period, label period. So it is a period for which standard is applicable and standards are revised with the time. Brand and models are also mentioned below. Application type, you can see brand, model year, when it is manufactured, like how much it have cooling capacity, when it is working on 100%, when it is working on 50%. Electricity consumption, like how much units it will consume per year. Variable speed compressor, yes or no, like it is present or not. Heat pump is present or not. All of this basic informations are being provided under the technical details. Efficiency parameters we have noticed. Star label description also noticed. So how Bureau of Energy Efficiency stars calculated, like how the stars are being provided to the air conditioners company. So triple ER value, triple ER value, like this stars is also known as EEER, that is energy efficiency ratio. So they are nothing, they are generally given to the fixed speed compressor, that is non-inverter air conditioners. Energy efficiency ratio of an AC is defined as the amount of heat removed in an hour upon the power consumed in the same hour. That is totally dependent on the efficiency, like how much heat it can take in an hour and how much power it is consuming in the same hour. It is being taken in the ratio. From that thing, the standard stars which is being provided to the air conditioner particular unit. Also provided that they are given to the fixed speed compressor, like non-inverter should be, uh, air conditioner should be a non-inverter. The heat removed by the AC will depend upon the temperature of the room. Therefore, it is calculated. Ideally, the temperature is being calculated, and the ideal conditions are being provided. The ideal temperature as being mentioned here, that the outdoor temperature is set to 35 degrees Celsius and indoor temperature is set to be 27 degrees Celsius, providing that 50% of the humidity value for calculation purpose. And what is ISEER value? That is the Indian Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. So yeah, India has a wide or a vast season deflections. So if you see ISEER, that is, it is different from the triple ER. That is totally based on ideal condition being provided 35 degrees Celsius to the outdoor temperature and 27 to the indoor and 50% of humidity. But what if there is a sudden change in the season? Like if we are having much more humidity in rainfall seasons, and like much more hot in the uh, hot summer season, and all of the thing which is unpredictable weather is there in India. So the government is also standardizing the uh, Indian seasonal energy efficiency ratio. Depending on that, the parameters which are being taken is that cooling seasonal total load, seasonal total load upon cooling seasonal energy consumption. Provided that there are no ideal conditions, the conditions are being provided according to the seasons. The old method, which triple ER, was not enough to make an accurate results for the different cases. In fact, Bureau of Energy Efficiency has introduced a new system which we are seeing here, taking that cooling seasonal total load upon the cooling seasonal energy consumption. The calculation of this ISEER is the pretty much same as double ER, but the difference is that only that it considered the seasonal temperature changes and the variable power consumption by an inverter type EC. Yeah, the major difference is also here, that it is being considered the variable power consumption. Like there will be a lot of deflection in rural areas or near to the rural areas, there will be an inverter being installed to an AC. So inverter is being also considered, and the seasonal temperature is considered. So ultimately differences are given. You can also note it down by pausing the video. It will be gonna too long. I have mentioned in detail already uh, the things which are being technically or statistically, things which are being considered also being noted here, like how much the ratio should must be present, and what will be the cost per saving per year, cost saving per year. Like if you are purchasing a 3.5 standard, like star 3.5 star AC, then you will have a 3000 rupees saving per year. So this is the information you can see and study related to it in depth by pausing the video. You'll get to know much more about it. Non-inverter and inverter variable parameters you can see, and according to that we'll proceed further. Start label up gradation, like in 2006 to 2011 there was star 1, star 2. Ultimately in 2012 to 2030 the star 2 is being considered to star 1, star 3 was considered to star 2, star 4 is being considered to the star 3. Ultimately you can see here the grade upgradation was done in order to have energy efficiency. Higher energy efficiency will ultimately reduces the lower uh, consumption, or the lower capital cost. Like capital cost is higher, but yeah, the consumption cost will be lower. So ultimately the last data is available here is 2016 to 18, whereas 4 star AC which was in 14 to 15 was being considered to star 3 AC in 16 to 18. So with the time the upgradation is being done, designated consumers are being here enlisted. Main provisions of the EC Act, Energy Conservation Act on designated consumers are the following. Uh, Main provisions are mentioned. We can also say that energy audit and energy aim of energy audit in the future classes. But first of we are proceeding to the last part of this class, is that what were the provisions to the designated consumers. It was passed by the government of India to have notify energy intensive industries and other establishment as a designated consumers. uh, Provides list of designated consumers which covered basically energy intensive industries. The Energy Conservation Act, like, it notifies government. Government would notify like which intensive industries are established other as designated consumers. The designated consumers to get an energy audit conducted by an accredited energy auditor. The thing which I have mentioned in the previous slide, that the energy auditor is standard certification of energy manager and energy auditor is being provided by government of India. So the energy intensive industries are supposed to be undergo energy audit by an accredited energy auditor, which will provide a certificate that the industry is being accompanying the standards which is being passed by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and hence the energy is being consumed efficiently. Energy managers with prescribed qualifications are required to be appointed or designated by the designated consumers. This intensive industries, energy intensive industries, are hiring this managers, auditor managers, or the this um, with the prescribed qualifications. And ultimately energy managers are being responsible for any of the action which are being taken in future on acted upon the company. Designated consumers would comply with the norms and standard of energy consumption as prescribed by the central government. Yeah, the energy managers and the energy auditors will make sure that the company is following the central government standards. And we came to end of this class. I hope you'll like this session.